welcome back to another video. I would like to apologize about earlier on. I had a problem with networks, so I think now everything should be fine for us to go. All right, guys. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. The question that we'll be discussing in this video, Senzo Meiwa trial postponement is being granted. So we are going to break it down for you. We are going to tell you everything that you need to know about what had happened today inside the High Court in Pretoria. And as we always do, we'll try to summarize everything for you and try to bring our analytics. Of course, we'll also drop up our commentary so that we can all be in the same page. As we know, this is the trending topic, the trending of what is happening in the country right now, of the murder of Bafana Bafana and Orlando Pirates goalkeeper who been killed. So the case is in Pretoria High Court, but today there was a postponement which was being granted. Before we get to tell you everything in details, we would like to read for you this daily news article, and this time it will be based on iol.com.za. So the article reads as the follows. Senzo Meiwa trial postponed to allow advocates, therefore, to agree over jurisdictionals. So I'll try to read it in full. All right. Therefore, will now be allowed to bring a formal application on the issues. Judge Maumela allowed Tefo to bring an application concerning the second docket issue. Meiwa was killed in 2014 and while visiting his then girlfriend, singer KK, we call her KK, Kelly Kumalo, for those who did not know. Advocate Tefo Malsela said because of where the crime was committed, the matter should be held in the Johannesburg High Court and not in Pretoria High Court. He goes on to say again that, Judge Maumela ordered Tefo to launch his application, including the heard of an agreement within the 5 days, and told Advocate Zandile Mshulolo and the prosecutor George Baloyi to respond within 5 days after Tefo had filled his applications. Mushulolo represents one of the 5 men accused of Senzo's murder. Tefo said the 5 days will begin on Friday, 17 June, and he expected to have launched his application on Tuesday, 23 June. The oral agreement on Tefo's legal application will be heard on Tuesday, 12 July. That will be next month. Earlier, a confirmation was presented through a letter signed by a director of public prosecutions, a DPP, Gauteng local division, by Advocate Andrew Chauk, distancing himself from a recommendation to prosecute the people who were in the house when with Senzo Meiwa, including Kelly Kumalo. Contain that second docket, referred to as docket 375, it is a recommendation by the state to have Kelly Kumalo, Longwe Twala, Gladness Kumalo, Zandi Kumalo, Tumelo Mantla, Tokozizi Twala, and the Magi Piri charge. That was what was according to the second docket, which we all know. And it goes on to say again that before the adjoining, Mushulolo made a request said that she need clarification from the National Prosecuting Authority (NPA) on the status of the second docket. The one caused the trouble inside the court, guys. I quote a word. She said, "I'm asking for an order directing to NPA head in Gauteng to give clarity on the junior advocate who has made an opinion, and Andrew Shauke as the head of the office to reveal whether any decision has been made on prosecuting the second docket." So here, obviously, you said that Advocate Mushlolo, she's actually asking the NPA so that they can bring some clarity. They need to explain themselves on these things of second docket, whereby they have to come and cancel it and say that, okay, we are canceling it because the prosecutor who had ordered this, it was just a junior advocate. So, and at the same time, Chauke tried to distance himself from all this. He did not either decide whether he had to confirm what it was said by the junior advocate or not. So she actually asked the court to allow her so that she will get to have this explanation from the NPA. They have to explain themselves about this. So she goes on to say that she said that the reason she seeks a clarification to know whether the people mentioned in the second docket should be called to testify as a suspect witness, or should they be called to come to court as accused witnesses. That is the two requests that Advocate Mushlolo, she had asked the court today so that she will have some clarity about what had happened. Guys, let us talk a little bit about what happened today inside the court. It is very pity that to see things that are getting this ugly than we less expected. We all know about the matter of the second docket, which had interrupted this court when Advocate Mushlolo, she was busy with a cross-examination of the first witness on stand, Thabo Mosia. She had to stop because they had bring something new to her. And this second docket, Advocate Tefo, had spoken about it a long time ago. Is the only person who had come straight to the word to the courts and tried to explain that there is a docket which contained the real names of people who are supposed to be arrested. But by then, unfortunately, the court never paid attention because this docket was not before the court. When the state advocate, George Baloy, decided to bring this docket to the court, that is when all this drama started. It started because now, in this docket, there are names which are being mentioned today. KK, she's inside there. A mother, she's inside there. A sister, she's inside there. Longer Twala is inside there. The two friends of Senzo Mayweather are also inside there, because here they were talking about names of people who were in that house when this scandal did happen. Unfortunately, this docket, whether it is by the police, whether it is by the state advocate, they never try to apply it. Even by the DPP, they never apply it as well. Now that it came out, the first person who mentioned about this in court was Advocate Marcela Tefo. Is the one who even go far to say that there is an eyewitness who had saw what happened. They'll come and testify to this court to explain how KK had pulled the trigger. So now this docket is inside the court. Yesterday they came, they said, no, we will have to cancel this one. It does not have merit because it was signed or it was written by a junior advocate. And as I asked in my one of the video earlier on to know, like, okay, guys, how possible it is that this kind of matters they have to go and give it to a junior advocate? A junior advocate, it simply means that someone who has not reached there, like someone who's still who's still practicing, someone who's still learning, or someone who have finished his studies. Now they are trying to gain experience on certain things that certain field that they are more focused. That is how we should describe a junior advocate. And on the other side, we have what we call senior advocate. So now the question I asked was to know how come they will have to allow a junior advocate to go and deal with this kind of matters. Now that it is now causing people trouble inside the court, some people now they are now getting angry and taking these things, making it become like a personal issue. So today now what happened is that earlier on we saw the attorney of Advocate Marcela Tefo stood up asking the court that they should allow Advocate Tefo to address the court about some issues. And for those who were yesterday, we show you guys how Advocate Marcela Tefo was interrupted by the court, even by his colleague, especially from the state side, George Baloy. He interrupted him for many times. Every time when Advocate Marcela Tefo he tried to speak about something, he have to get interrupted because apparently some people don't seem to like him inside that court, and that is the reason why they are trying to interrupt him whatever he have to say. They don't even want to listen to what he have to say. So now today when they give him the chance so that he can get to speak what he has in his mind, Advocate Marcela Tefo raised 3 issues. The first one was for him to to give his point of view about what had happened of these 2 dockets. He raised the point of saying that Advocate Zandile Mshlolo, she had agreed, she acknowledged the existence of this second docket, the one of 375. And she said that it is okay, she can go ahead and finish a cross-examination Thabo Mosia. And then he tried to raise another point by telling the court that they can't come and present 2 letters. One is not signed, it is not either stamped, and they have another letter which is which is signed, but in this second letter they brought it when the court is ongoing and someone come and bring it. So it happened that when Advocate Zandile Mshlolo, she was busy reading this second docket in the court, and they bring another one. Advocate Baloy interrupted her saying that no, before you get to finish, I just received a letter, we need to read it. And in this second letter was for it to come and say that no, they should cancel the first one because it does not have merit. Hello, Emmanuel. Thank you. Good to see you, my brother. So, for that, it was something like left everyone like, even the judge himself was surprised. Well, he even asked Advocate Baloy to know, when did you get this letter? Because we are all sitting here. And how come you are telling us that no, there's a new letter just arrived now? Just imagine. So, Advocate therefore was trying to make the court understand that they can't come and give us 2 letters which are under the second docket, and yet they had to come to cancel it. And he made to understand. He explained to the court that this second docket, the one of 375, it has been existing since 2000. Since 2000 and since 2020, that this second docket has been existing, and him as Advocate Tefo, he had this docket. I think that was last week, last year. As soon as he got his hand on this case, when they invite him by Sifiso Meyua to come and present these 5 accused so that they can defend how innocent they are, and the court can try to order for the right people to be arrested. So he says that what this his colleague, which is the advocate Baloy and Mushlol, they're doing is to make him look like he is the wrong person, because he managed to have this second docket, all thanks because he have friends who are inside the police. He even he spoke to the court telling the I need to plug on the charger. I can see it's finishing. All right, I think now we're ready to go. Okay, so as I was saying, it said to the court that the 2 advocates, his colleagues, they are trying to make him look like, because he used to be in the police, which means he's more familiar with people who are in the police and are the one who help him out to have this second docket before it was being presented inside the court. That is how he tried to bring to the court, and yet the judge was trying to interrupt him, saying that no, you can't tell me like that. Her name is like, no, you need to listen to what I'm telling you, because that is how the media outside there, they are taking it. Because of what my colleague they're trying to present inside this court, it makes me look like, okay, no, because I'm a former police officer, which means I have my friends who are helping me out for me to have all the informations which are in the police hands, which is not the truth, the truth, because I had left police many years ago, and I had received this second docket when I was called, and even mentioned the names. That is how even the name of the advocate Shauke came on inside the court, because he mentioned people who had signed for those that second docket. The third part that he tried to mention again was that he tried to make the court to listen the reason why they want to make disappear of this second docket. He said this second docket, it is very important. And here I'll have to stop a little bit to take you back on what Sifiso Mehua said last weekend, that this second docket, it is the one contain the truth of what have really happened inside that house. He even go far to say that this second docket contains the name of the real killer of Senzo Meiwa, according to Sifiso Meiwa, the Meiwa's brother. Guys, please do like the videos. I'll really do appreciate. Type that thumbs up. I'll really do appreciate as we keep on chatting. So, after he said this to the court, he even go far to say that now this time was Advocate Marcela Teff who was trying to explain to the court that the reason why they want to make this second docket to disappear, obviously, is because there is a corruption, a high corruption. There is a cover up. Some people are trying to cover for some peoples. And in our first part of the video that I made earlier on, I tried to explain to you that the only way that people they can cover up from what had happened in that house, obviously, is because the police or the DPP knows already that if we had to bring these 7 people who were in that house to the court, we'll end up being also in trouble. Because if these people go there, some of them, they will explain exactly what had happened in that house where Senzo Meo was killed. And if those people explain that, they'll end up mentioning the name of who had helped them to hide the truth when they were doing these investigations. So for that reason, what they have to do now is what? They need to make disappear of this second docket. And that's what Advocate Marcela Teff was trying to make the court understand, that the court don't have the right to rule over this matter. Because first of all, this matter did not start from this high court. This matter started in Boxbeck. That is where these the 5 accused appear for the first time. So since they had decided to send them to the High Court, they should have not be in Pretoria straight away. And I think Marcela Tefo repeated this many times, saying that, honestly speaking, I don't even know why we are here. He said so many times. He said that, I don't know why we are here. Because if we're supposed to be at High Court, we should have been in Johannesburg High Court and not in Pretoria. So now that we're in Pretoria, we don't need to go and allow this court to rule over some matters, especially some the application which advocate Mushulolo she had to submit. So Marcela Tefo was like, no, if this has to happen, then let the High Court in Johannesburg, they must decide about it, because the five accused, they are coming from Johannesburg. So he explained that to the court. He also put another point by mentioning that the court should allow him to talk about this second docket, because people, they have bad intentions. There are some people who are playing fishy. I think that's the right word that you use. That there are some people who are playing fishy inside this court. Now, later on, the court decided to grant him the court decided to grant the advocate, therefore, the application that for him to go and submit his applications. So here with me, I just want us to listen first what happened earlier on, then we'll get back to the
his legal representative to prepare appropriately within a reasonable time. And on the other hand, the rights of accused number 1 to 4 to a speedy trial. In order to be able to decide around that, the court compared the two sets of rights. If the rights of accused number 5 get undermined, the whole of the trial he is undergoing will be tainted. If the rights of accused number 1 to 4 are undermined by way of granting a postponement, their rights also to fair trial and to a speedy finalization of a case shall be affected. The rights of accused number 5 will be affected holistically. The rights of accused number 1 to 4 stand to be affected insofar as it regards 2 days in this trial. I speak as I do because in any case there would be a need to seek postponement on next coming Friday. And I must repeat the background I gave earlier. There was leeway right open for this case to proceed next term over 3 months. And because of the background I gave, where one of the legal representatives was reluctant to be in a meeting to arrange that, that has been lost. We have lost 3 months, and now.
So guys, again,
And rightly so.
as you see, the judge, he had to allow advocate Marcela Tefo the chance for him to go and apply inside the High Court in Johannesburg, where his application will be submitted, and he have 5 days. He have 5 days for him to submit his applications, which according to himself, he said that these 5 days will start on Friday. That is when it will have to start, and he had to go and to come back to this court in the 12th of July, so that they'll get to come up with a proper, finally decision whether they will have to officially reopen this case with the two dockets inside, with the right people being arrested inside the court or not. And his in when he was asking for this application, Advocate Tefo Malsela said that he wants the court, like he wants the court to call for people who sign this, who are in charge for this second docket, who were there before, and those who had asked the court not to prosecute, to go ahead and arrest these other people. They should come in and explain themselves exactly what had happened, because it does not make sense. There's the names of people who are being mentioned. The next thing you come and say that no, this docket does not have a merit. That is what left Advocate Marcela Tefo for him to go at least and fight, so that this second docket, it will have to remain to the existence, so that they can immediately release his clients and arrest the people who are supposed to be arrested. That is what Advocate Marcela Tefo wanted to do. But after the court had granted him the opportunity, the postponement, so that he'll go and try to submit this application, Advocate Mushlolo, she also asked the court that she needs to raise two things, which she asked to the to the to the Department of Provincial Johannesburg, I think. Yeah, yes. So she asked them that they should come and try to explain exactly what do they also know from the site, because how come she's having this second docket? One has the names of people inside, and then in these names, she want to know, she want to get some clarity. The names of people which are contained, which are inside this second docket, are them coming to court to testify as witnesses, or are them coming to court to testify um, are them coming to the court as accused of Senzo Meiwa killers? Those are the two questions that Advocate Mushlolo had bring to the court, so that they'll get to give him the answer. Let's first listen to her first, then.
Giving leeway for his. My Lord, can I then now make my request before we adjourn the meeting? Oh yes. Oh, sorry, I nearly forgot. Yes. My Lord, in order for me to enable my Lord, to prepare further, I have the following request that I need to place on record, my Lord. The first one, my Lord. Wait, so that I record. Yes. The first one, my Lord, is that as I will be reading the second docket, case 375, I also need a clarification, my Lord, in respect of Exhibit C1, which is a letter from the DPP regarding the second docket.
Okay, guys, let me summarize what she was saying here, because the image is not looking good. Actually, she had two requests that she was asking, which is the first one was from the DPP, whereby she will ask them about the second docket, some clarity about it. because they had bring this docket with names of people inside. And according to this first docket was, I mean, this second docket was that they should arrest these people. And the next thing they come with the second letter, which accompanied this first letter from the second docket, saying that they should not, I mean, they should not consider this second docket because it does not have merit. So now, since they had submit both two letters to the court, obviously, the 7 people who were in that house, they'll have to come and testify to the court. And when they're coming to the court, now a question was to know, are them coming as a witness as we are seeing Thabo Mosia or other witnesses that will appear in court? Or are them coming to this court as the accused of who, I mean, the accused that had killed Senzo Mewa? That was the question that she had to request because she want to get some clarity about it. She want to understand exactly what was all that about. So guys, now obviously we will have to wait and see in 5 days what will be next. From 5 after that we'll see again. But the date that you should maintain here, that the court will adjourn, that will be in 5th of September. Yes, that will be in 5th of September. They will have to go back to court and decide whether they will now reopen the case or whether they're not gonna open the case. Very pity. At the same time, the Mayowa families, they'll have to keep on waiting because they have to follow the procedure and they'll have to respect the procedure. Now my question here is to know, guys, like out of curiosity, if they know that they were gonna need all this time for them to keep on postponing, going here and then, why do they have to pass all these 8 good years? 8 good years that this court should have, at least all these pending or postponement of the court should have been happening inside these 8 years. Maybe by now the South Africans and the Mewa family, the globe, they should have known at least what had happened in that house. Unfortunately, that did not happen. They had to let all this time running in just in like that. And now that we are inside the court, it is all about drama after drama. Today, you guys, you even saw how advocates, they were busy fighting between themselves. Yes, and here, as I said before, that I have strong feelings that the judge had opened a door for other advocates to get used or to play with advocate Tefo, because he even raised this point by saying that whenever I stand wanting to say something, the judge does not allow me. But when my colleague they stand, the judge allow them. They will speak all their mind. No one is going to interrupt. They don't even interrupt each other. So I don't know what is going on, but it's very pity to see this kind of things happening in the justice system, starting from the DPP. The whole report is damaged. They did not even follow the proper procedure. You can tell that there's someone somewhere out there who's been acting kind of like they know that they have done something wrong in this court by not telling the truth from the beginning. So now they feel like, okay, it is going to be a serious challenging for us, because if we have to speak the truth right now, we'll be kicked out. We'll be asked to resign from our officers. We'll be asked to quit our job without even any further notice. So I feel so bad. You know, I feel so bad because it's very disappointing at the same time. Wasting 8 good years. Now that the matter is inside the courts, they're postponing it every time. Small problem, or let's adjourn. And here we still in the first witness. The state advocate Baloyi had said that he had hundreds, guys, 128, about 130 witnesses who will have to appear inside the court. But here we still only in one witness. And this witness It's been now more than 3 months that we have not even finished with him. Yes, we have not finished with him. You guys, you heard Advocate Mushilolo what she said yesterday. I mean, before yesterday, where she was asked a question to get to know when is she finishing with the questioning. She said that I don't know. And by then, she was also shocked because she had received the second docket. Guys, that is very disappointing, especially for our justice. I believe Senzo Mewa, wherever he is right now, is busy turning in his grave. Maybe he's looking at those people from far like, if only I was alive. It's very pity. It's very pity. So let's wait and see. Obviously, hopefully, maybe something will come up because they are being given 5 days, and Advocate Marcela Tefo says that his 5 days will start on Friday, so which means he has from tomorrow Tuesday. What is tomorrow? Is Monday or Tuesday? Okay, whatever. So until Friday, these are the time where you need to prepare his application. So you have to like to write it in Alvidavid, and on Friday, from Friday until next week, that will be the time you have to go and submit this. So guys, what you need to summarize from what happened today is that Advocate Marcela Tefo got a chance to speak to the court and try to comment about the second docket, which they've been trying to steal, which they've been trying to hide. They want to take it out while this docket has been existing since 2020. So Advocate Tefo tried to tell the court that he can't allow these people to come with the second letter to cancel the existence of this second docket. Yes, because this docket does exist for so long. We can't just wait for a group of people who are coming to come and say that this docket does not have a merit. So even go far to explain the court that there is people who are corrupted in the DPP. These people, since they are well corrupted, they are now trying to cover up for someone. And since they're trying to cover for someone, that's the reason why they want to make this second docket to disappear from inside the court. You even go far again to ask the court that the court, you don't have the right to overrule this matter because this problem of his four accused started in Boksburg in Johannesburg. So if the judge he need to rule over this matter that it is been presented to him, then he may need to appear first to the High Court in Johannesburg, whereby they will have to tell him exactly what happened because there is two dockets, and this two docket has two detectives who went to do the investigations in the crime scene. And after then, you also want the court to tell him what had happened when they bring this docket to him, and telling him that this docket contained the names of people who's supposed to be killed, who's supposed to be arrested, but they were not arrested. Why they did not prosecute it at first? Why do they have to apply only the names of people who belongs in the docket number 1? And the second docket, names of people who are inside there, they did not apply it. Guys, please do like the videos. I really do appreciate. Do like the videos, give me a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel because we give you our best analytics here. Thank you so much for the support. Well, guys, so that's what happened. He had to tell the courts about it, and thanks they had allowed him so that he can go ahead and apply for this issue of the second docket issues that they've been discussing. So here he's trying his best that the court should maintain
this second docket. They must not cancel it because it is true. And even also try to remind the court that for the fact that he used to be a former police, some people think that he's kind of a person who go there and have information, because and that is true. That's what people have been saying. Oh no, advocate Marcela Tefo, he have the possession of this second letter or docket, all because he has friends who are working the police. They stole this information and they got to give him. So today he had to deny that to the court. He said that no, it's not for the fact that I used to work in the police, then that means that I'll have to know everything that is happening in the police. He refused that. So let's wait and see, guys. Very soon, next week, hopefully, we will have some new updates. But in the meantime, we are preparing a small documentary that you guys, I invite you official to really watch it, because we will be talking about Senzo Meua. Just trying to tell you who was Senzo Meua and what happened after Senzo had died. So, because the reason why I've been motivated to make this small documentary is because I begin to realize that many people out there, they had forgotten who was this man. They don't have idea of who was Senzo Meiwa, because it's been now 8 years, and the more these things keep on lasting forever, it will make people getting start forgetting. And that's the reason why you see even people who were in that house with Senzo Meiwa, they are living their life. Guys, they are living their life like nothing never happened. Nothing never happened. Whether there's a baby mama there or there is a sisters-in-law or best friends, everyone they're living their life. So sometimes we need at least to just try to bring up what had happened, maybe to refresh some people's mind. So I invite you guys very soon. I'll release it, and I invite you guys to watch it so that at least we'll be all in the same page as we keep waiting for this court to finish. For now, I'll have to leave you guys. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch this video until now. But before you leave, do me a favor, guys. Do subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss any of our analytics that we always give here. We comment here, we speak things in a very easy way that can allow everyone to understand. Yes, we speak in a very simple way that you'll have an idea of what is going on about Senzo Mewa murder case. And that is the reason why we had created this channel, so that we at least will get to sit down and talk like the way we are talking in the conversation. And for those who don't know, if you want to get interact or to comment live, like talking about what is going on, we comes live every Saturday from 2 o'clock. We are live, and we'll be putting our WhatsApp number. If you have something to say, you come live, you speak about it, because your opinions also count. Yes, your opinions count. These videos, they are watching it by many people. And if you can come also and tell us what you think about it, what you think about what is happening inside the court, or how do you see the whole things. Those are the kind of the debate that we usually engage ourselves in the conversation with our audience. So if you want to be part of this big family, now you know what to do. Just hit that subscribe button, and of course hit also this like button. Give me your thumbs up. I'll really do appreciate. It is a way of you also showing how much you appreciate what we are doing to keep you informed uh, uh, and give you the best analytics about things that you deserve to know. So for that, I think I'll leave you here now for today. Thank you so much again. For now, continue to be good, be kind, have respect for everyone in order for you to be respected. Run out of trouble in order for you to be at your peace with the law of our country. May God bless you all. I'll see you again very soon. Ciao, ciao. Mwah.